Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be Evil Zoe taking on Xena. It's been too long since I've cast a Xena game or a few Xena games, so I thought we'll check this one out. And just because it does kind of get missed a lot, despite being one of the better bots out there, just due to how a lot of its matches are and stuff. And so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this video, make sure to go ahead and click that like button, give it a click, give it a clack, give it a slap, whatever you want. If we can hit 50 likes on this video for 50 seconds on the clock, that would be amazing, and you guys are the best at it. Also, leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot games, whatever kind of StarCraft content, or just write gibberish, as it does help with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, we're gonna see how these two clash against each other. I do believe Xena is quite the favorite in this matchup, as Xena seems to have quite strong roach burrow rushes that a lot of Zerg bots have a hard time defending. Seemingly, but everyone but Eris has a hard time defending. So we're gonna see whether Evil Zoe is up to the task today or not. There is some variety in these bot games, even if you'd think like, hey, these two bots, their code's the exact same, it's the same map as the last time they played. All these bots have some randomness, some build selection logic in them. For example, Xena decides builds based on recent history, and I know a fair few other bots do as well. And so yeah, the matches aren't all just repeats of each other. They're all uniquely interesting, which is a good thing. So we're gonna see how well Evil Zoe can handle potential aggression coming out of Xena, or who knows, maybe Evil Zoe will be the aggressive one this time. We do see the win rates of Xena's builds. I'm not sure if that's confidence in whether it'll do the build or what. Or anyway, we do have a Roach Warren now on the way for Xena, whereas Evil Zoe is going the Ling speed route. And now just working away on this Overlord of Xena. That could lead to a potential supply block. That would actually be quite nice as far as an opening goes for the Red Zerg. So it gets the Overlord, supply block of Xena. Xena did have 2 more building though, so it won't be supply blocked for too long. But it does float a little bit of money. Now, whether that money is just going to be spent on roaches right away remains to be seen. There is no burrow being researched yet, so Xena doesn't, or Evil Zoe doesn't have to worry about those right away. But I mean, burrow is one of the upgrades in the game that completes the fastest. So we'll see if Xena's going to use this Roach Warren now or potentially later. There is lots of Lings out for Evil Zoe. It is the Ling King. Unfortunately, I don't think Lings work quite as well in the ZVZ matchup, just because of the presence of roaches. And then you take the burrowed roaches, and that just makes them oh so much better. So we've got Evil Zoe just pumping out lots and lots of Lings, whereas there is burrow now on the way for Xena. The concern is, though, that, I mean, just a few roaches can handle quite a few Lings. The Lings are coming on in. Xena saying tag enemy metabolic boost, which I love that the dev actually wrote out the full name of the upgrade for that comment. The Lings are getting nice wraparounds on the Queens, mainly ignoring the roaches, which is quite smart targeting for Evil Zoe, as that completely is going to nuke the larva production of Xena. None of the Lings make it into the main base, though, and now all of a sudden Evil Zoe is going to be a bit on the defensive. It did get some good damage done in the sense that it killed 4 queens. The concern, though, is still there's 10 roaches it's going to have to contend with. They will have burrows soon enough. And yeah, Evil Zoe's going to have a hard time killing these roaches if they're just underground. So whether Evil Zoe can potentially just run by the roaches and get some damage done, that remains to be seen. It is killing off these creep tumors, for starters. I'm just waiting to see whether we're going to see a transition out of Evil Zoe or not. Xena is saying attacking, 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 and now Evil Zoe is going to be on the defensive. But yeah, it might be difficult to defend against this. How many Lings is there? There's currently 51 Lings against 20 roaches. Of course, not all the roaches will be there, as they're kind of just trickling across the map. But man, oh man, this is a lot of roaches. They do have burrow. I feel like we may have kind of seen this one before. Looks like Evil Zoe is actually going for a bit of a base race as it just crosses the map with its lings. This is what I want to see from the red Zerg, whether it can just pull Xena home potentially or just kill it before it dies itself. And this is so many lings. This is a lot of damage. That roach immediately burrows. But yeah, these lings, they are getting on top of everything, forcing those roaches underground, killing all the drones at the natural. We've got Zoe recognizing that they're burrowed units. It's still producing as many lings as it can. Looks like its natural was cleaned out, but it's still making more and more of these lings. There are roaches fighting on the ramp, though, that are actually starting to pick off some of these lings. This is problematic for Evil Zoe as that ling number thins out. Xena's production is kind of catching up. Meanwhile, the main base is going to be the next attack target, and there simply is just so much supply here for Xena. Evil Zoe got the natural base of its opponent, but it didn't get into the main. It's not going to be able to get the elimination, I don't think, and with that spawning pool going down, I think we are going to see Xena just take this one as, yeah, the lings just, they don't work against the roaches. We've cast this before in the past with the Evil Zoe, and the match went pretty similar to this. And that's just unfortunate, because Evil Zoe is a really great bot, so I would like to see some potential improvements against this. I don't know whether it just be building a spore crawler at the natural or going into its own roaches, because yeah, the masslings don't really work. And yeah, we have seen this before. I was kind of hoping it was going to be like a Protoss version of Xena or a Terran or something, but it's just the replays you click on randomly. So now is a good time to reveal, though, that this is indeed going to be a multi-part video. Looks like the lings are moving across the map once again. Going to be potentially going for some harassment, but like, it's just not going to happen, I don't think, because as soon as there's a couple roaches out, the lings are just going to get dealt with. And now these lings are in the main base. They're running around. They're doing damage, but that hatchery is about to die, and that is the second to last building for Evil Zoe. Xena saying, "You look busy, I'll come back later," but it is going to kill that extractor, so that's going to be the game. And yeah, we'll just load right on into the next one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to load into our, well, we're in our next match, and it's going to be Xena. That's not Xena, this is Cananana. Xena in the top left, playing Terran this match. And I do enjoy Xena's Terran and Protoss races. I think a little bit more than the Zerg. But it is a very fun to watch bot, regardless of the matches. If you guys happen to have ideas on how maybe Evil Zoe could beat Xena, what changes the bot author could make in that particular match, feel free to comment them down below. And yeah, I mean, I try not to too often be like, oh, the bot author should just do this, because the bot authors for all these bots have put in an incredible amount of time and effort into their bots to get them to such a level that they're at. And so nitpicking is kind of almost disregarding all the other hard work that's been done. At the same time, you just want to see these bots do as well as possible. So there are many considerations. We've got Xena going for a proxy very far to the north. It says safe proxy marine, false 83%, true 6 and 1. So letting us know the win rates on that, but I'm still a little confused as far as the weights go for those builds. But anyways, Xena now has got a third Rax going up. It's got this proxy built very far to the north, so Cananana will not see that this is coming until it is pretty much already on its way. This Overlord is crossing the map. Now, Cananana is a Zerg bot that plays it quite safe. It goes for the early pool. It's producing a couple of lings. Now, the problem is it's still got no idea this is coming. At the same time, it's going to take Xena a long while to get these Marines to the natural base. Even though it's a delayed expansion for Cananana, it should be getting up. There's going to be a queen out. There is going to be more lings being able to be produced. Cananana has yet to identify that this is coming, though. It's got a couple scouting lings that are running out. Unfortunately, they are running the wrong way. 3 Marines are now crossing the map. They're going to be identified. Xena saying attack in the main with 3 supply, 4 supply. As that Marine count grows, we do have a Roach Warren on the way for Cananana, which is pretty essential when it comes to defending against this many Marines. You can defend against a 2 Rax, maybe a 3 Rax with just lings, but you kind of want something a little more beefy when you're opponent is a speed mining Terran bot that can just pump out tons and tons of Marines, and that is exactly what Xena is doing this game. The Queen is being chased away by those Marines. It's going to try and run for its life. That Roach Horn is about 10 seconds away. Meanwhile, the Spine Crawler is almost done. The Marines are starting to shoot on the Spine, though. That is really problematic for Cananana. It needs to save that, but it's not. It just cancels it instead. So that is quite disastrous. The Roach Horn is done. Do we see a Roach get produced? The answer is no, as Cananana is just running with all of its drones, and every second these drones are not mining is critical. There's like 20 drones here. They could totally murder those Marines. Unfortunately, Cananana seems to be a little hard stuck. It's supply blocked, and this is Xena seemingly winning the game with 4 Marines as it targets down the spawning pool. No Roach has been made. That Spine Crawler didn't finish up in time. So Xena's proxy seems to have had some good success against Cananana, as I mean, the Zerg bot isn't mining at all. And it goes to show, it's one of those things, like, you want to program your bot to be safe, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta, there's such a thing as acceptable losses, which is very hard to program into a bot. Because if you program your bot to say, hey, it's okay to lose units, it might just go and lose all its units all the time. Scan goes down from Xena. Those drones immediately scatter. Very cool micro from Cananana. They just plant themselves in the ground like little potatoes, but they are unfortunately not going to have a home for much longer as these Marines just shoot everything down. Ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a cheesier set of matches today. But thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. If you enjoyed this one, click that like button. If you want to see more Xena cheese, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.